Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's Vlogmas video, I'm going to be sharing with you my habit tracking journal. So I got this idea kind of off of the idea of doing a reading journal. I am doing a reading journal as well, but I wanted to also do a habit tracking journal just because, for those who don't know, I have recently lost like 100 pounds and it's really important for me to stay on track and be healthy. So this is more of a healthy inspired habit tracking journal. It does have some other things included in here as well, like some other goals for just my life in general, but it's mostly for health reasons. But let's just get into this. I'm really excited to share this with you because hopefully it will inspire you to start a habit tracking journal or even a reading journal. You'll see that video as well during my Vlogmas series, and it's just a fun thing to do. I thought these kinds of journals were honestly kind of pointless when I started thinking about it. I just saw them more of like an aesthetic, but like now I see the advantages of them because it keeps you accountable for keeping goals. So let me turn you around so I can show you what's inside this journal. I also want to mention though that this is starting in 2025, so there will be a lot of like blank spaces throughout this journal just because 2025 hasn't started yet, but I thought I would just show you what I have set up so far. I wanted it so much set up so that when 2025 does come around, I can just take off with a bang and get started with this. So it's filled out pretty much to the extent that it can be until 2025 starts, if that makes sense. So let's just get into this. So as you can see, it's a pretty large journal. It's about 8.5 by 11 inches, and it gives me a lot of room to be able to journal in it, which is really great. I also want to mention that this isn't going to be separated into necessarily years. Like I want to fit multiple years into this journal. So what you'll see is there's like a general section in the intro, and then there's also like 2025, which is going to be one section of this journal. I want to make this journal as useful as possible, and hopefully I'll have multiple years within this journal in years to come. So let's just get into this. So as you can see, I have a title page here. It just says my habit tracker journal. And then I have a quote here. It's one of my favorite quotes. I actually heard this at the gym when I was losing the weight that I did, and this guy came up to me and my personal trainer, and he said, "Success is never on sale, it's always full price." So put in the hard work and you'll get the results. Then coming on to the like general like habit tracker journal section, this doesn't have to be one specific year. I can finish any of these goals at any point in time, not just within 2025. I have a goal bingo. So here I have things like go camping, update your resume, visit a flea market, finish reading the Bible, go on a hot air balloon ride, things like that. I just have some general goals that I want to do before, I die. It's not specifically set to 2025. And then this section right over here is just like my general goal section. This can be completed at any time too. It's just some things that I want to put into practice in the near future. So the first one here is read the Bible each day, read a fiction or nonfiction book each day, drink 60 ounces of water each day, work out 5 days per week, weigh in at 125 pounds or possibly less, and stay there. For being so short as I am, I'm only 5'0". 125 pounds is actually a pretty healthy weight. And then I also want to run a 10K. I want to make sure I'm continuing to brush my teeth twice a day. I have a family history of like really bad teeth in generations before me. So even though I do brush my teeth twice a day and I floss and do mouthwash and all the things, I just wanted to stay accountable and continue to brush my teeth at least. I want to continue brushing my teeth at least twice a day and all of the other oral hygiene stuff as well. And then another thing that's not really like health related is I want to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's just like a milestone thing that I want to do. And then on here, it looks a little blank. I have breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, and then I also have dinner ideas on this page. But starting out with breakfast ideas, the reason why I left it so blank is because I can always add new recipes and meals to this as I find new ones that I like. The breakfast ideas page is obviously the most full because like I find that I have better luck finding breakfasts that I like and enjoy on a regular basis. So I have avocado toast, pancake bowl, oatmeal, and a yogurt bowl. And then here for lunch ideas, I have a salad, so I can add some form of protein and lettuce and toppings and dressings. And then I have soup that could count for anything as like chili, chicken noodle soup, things like that, as long as it has protein. And then for dinners, I just have like stir fry, which is like rice and vegetables in some form of protein and like an Asian inspired sauce. That's all I really have for like dinner ideas. Like sometimes I vary it up with like the vegetables and the protein and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll use quinoa instead of rice, but like if you have any lunch or dinner ideas, please let me know in the comments below. And then going on to like the actual years. So I have 2025 here, and I just have like a calendar of like what 2025 looks like. And then I have some like general goals that I want to get done within that year. So within 2025, I want to run a 10K. I want to weigh in at 125 pounds or less. And I also want to finish reading my Bible. I am doing like a Bible reading plan to finish the Bible within a year. I've been slacking on it, but I need to get back on the bandwagon and do that. And then this is just like the execution of it. I need to read the Bible every day in order to finish reading my Bible this year, or I mean in 2025. I also need to drink 60 ounces of water per day. I think that's super important when trying to lose more weight. And then I need to create a nutrition plan and just like stay accountable to it. And then I also need to work out 5 days a week. And then going on, I do have a period tracker right here. I know it's a little TMI to mention that, but I do struggle with a lot of female issues. I do have endometriosis, for those who don't know, and I do have Nexaplon, which is like a form of birth control in order to manage the pain for endometriosis. So I just have a period tracker here. Like my periods are pretty irregular with like the Nexaplon, which is the form of birth control that I have. But I always like to keep track of like my periods and like how heavy it is and things like that. So there's that. I think it's important to talk about this stuff as women because it is often portrayed as taboo to talk about periods and stuff, but I think it's really important. It's a part of your health. And then over here I have a weight log. I don't know if I'm gonna be weighing myself every day because I feel like that's kind of excessive. But like when I do weigh myself, I'm gonna put it in the little blocks here or the grids of like the calendar. And then down here I have like my measurements grid or little table, and I'm gonna measure my bust, waist, hips, both thighs, and both arms. And at the end of the year, I'm gonna total it up and see how much inches I've lost. Going on, I have a year of workouts. I'm gonna make it so that it's almost like a bar graph. I have here on this side the days of the month, and on the top I have the actual months. So it's gonna look like a bar graph once it's done. And I have here whether or not it's gonna be a run, gym or a walk. I might also add like other forms of workouts just so that I can fill that in here. And then I have down here just like the average running pace that I had throughout the year. I also have the beginning of the year weigh-in, how much I weighed at the beginning of the year, and then what I weighed at the end of the year. And then because one of my goals is to run a 10K, I also put like a little check mark box here of whether or not I ran that 10K, like yes or no. Over here I have like my habits tracker page. So I have 8 different sections for habits that I want to tackle in 2025. I have make my bed every day, Bible reading, 60 ounces of water, brush my teeth twice, going to the gym, being accountable for my nutrition, running, and then like other reading, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, other than my Bible. So those are like the 8 categories. I'm going to basically highlight each day in which I do each activity in their little retrospective, or whatever that word is, in their certain calendars, if that makes sense. And then I have 2 pie charts down here. One is being active versus my rest days per month, and this is for January. And then gym versus running. And then I'm gonna have here like, did I go to the gym versus running? And then over here I have, did you work out at least 5 days per week this month in January? Yes or no? Have you signed up for a 10K race? Yes or no? The start of the month Bible reading, like what book and chapter I'm in at the beginning of the month, and at the end of the month, what is the book and chapter that I'm in at the end of the month. And I have the beginning of the month weigh-in and the end of the month weigh-in. Like I said, this is for January because I'm starting out the year in January, of course, in 2025. And then I have like a memories page. So I'm going to write down like for each day, like what my favorite memory was, or not necessarily favorite, but just like a significant memory throughout that day. And basically I'm going to highlight it one of these 5 colors, whether it be sad, angry, happy, anxious, or tired. And then basically I'm going to have this pie chart at the end of the month, whether or not I was happy or angry or sad or anxious or tired for most of the month. I just want to see like a relative feelings of the month through the pie chart. And then similar to the last pages, I have the highlight of my day. So it's going to be different from the memories because memories could be good or bad. This is kind of just like all good, and I want to be more positive in 2025. I want to look for the good in my life because I tend to be very negative. So I want to make sure that I'm looking towards the positives. So this is kind of like the positives of my day, whether or not my day was good or bad, like it was on the last page. Because on the last page, I could be sad, I could be tired, I could be angry, I could be anxious. So on this page, it's just generally like the highlight of my day. And then I have here like what my favorite highlight of the month was. And then I also have like a section where it says, what are you most looking forward to in the next month? And then on this page, I have my running log and my exercise log. I just want to keep track of like my distance and time and pace and like when I ran. And also for exercise, I want to keep track of like the date in which I went to the gym, and also like the activities that I did and how long I did it for and how many calories I burned. And this is the last page that I have so far. It's basically a meal plan and nutrition page. All I have is set up for the first week of January, from January 1st to January 7th. So I have it set up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I have a little grocery section on the bottom here. The reason why I don't have snacks accounted for in here is because my philosophy is if your breakfast, lunch, and dinner is filled with enough protein, there's no need for snacking. I feel like snacking is empty calories. If you have enough protein during your regular meals, you'll feel full enough to not want to snack, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is my habit tracking journal for years to come, not just 2025. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it. Hopefully this inspires you to create your own habit tracking journal and do all the YouTube things that you know how to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. I plan on filling this habit tracking journal out every month in video format, so make sure to keep a lookout for those videos coming out in the future so that you can get updates of how I start filling out this journal. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!